The story of a man, a decorated military veteran, who has been fighting a new battle, grappling with his conscience, about a time back in 2002 when he saved the life of former Guantanamo detainee Omar Khadr. The controversy over a $10.5 million settlement with Khadr has moved Donnie Bumanglag to finally tell his side of the story. And he joins me on the line now from Eureka, California. Mr. Bumanglag, thank you so much for coming on the program today. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
I know you were only 21 at the time of your first encounter with Omar Khadr. Can you tell me what you experienced?
Well, me and my team crawled across an open field, fully intending to maybe be blown up halfway through there to pick up what we were told was an enemy patient. And I was given a partial piece of the story once we did that crawling and not getting blown up portion. We got to Omar and then ended up moving him back onto a helicopter, and I worked on him for a couple hours. And not just alone, though. I can't take full credit for working on him. However, the readiness of us and my team, being that we were the only ones that had the medical equipment, I guess that's kind of what attributes to the life-saving measures.
Yeah, you were a kid yourself, but you were trained to save a life. That was your job. You did your job. But what was your first impression when you first saw Mr. Khadr lying there? What did you think? Did you think he looked, what a typical terrorist would look like? Did you think he looked like a kid? How badly were his injuries?
They were pretty significant. I mean, 2 large gaping wounds in his chest. He looked smaller than what I anticipated from, when you're preparing for war, you don't think of, for me as a medic, my main issue, my biggest challenge would be to work on one of my close friends, so this wasn't my anticipated thoughts of what my first experience of a multi-system trauma patient would be in combat, but it is what it is, and that's the way it worked out. So yeah, I was taken back a little bit by his age and his look and his demeanor. The whole thing was a huge overload on my senses at a young age, but it wasn't anything I couldn't handle then. It was more later on I had more tours besides that one, so I had a cumulative things as well as being a police officer and stuff that I kind of got to a point where I needed to kind of take a step back and reflect upon my actions and how I was affecting others.
I'm sure, and that's a whole other story. When we focus on Mr. Khadr, and again, it was your job to save his life, and you were told he was a terrorist. I read that while you were in the helicopter getting him back to base, it crossed your mind to push him out of the helicopter at one point. That flashed through your mind.
No, I never said I was going to push him from the helicopter, but I did. Yeah, I did. That thought crosses my mind when I had to, at one point, become untethered from the helicopter in order to work on him. And, he was writhing in pain, anxious, acting somewhat combative, all because of, probably altered states of consciousness and everything that's occurring during compensated shock. And so, yeah, there was a moment where I guess it flashed in my head. It was like, man, this guy, maybe I should push him before he pushes me out of the back of this thing, because the ramp was open. I could have easily fell out of the helicopter. But that was just that's something that I said in my podcast as I was processing the memory. I would never throw somebody out of the back of a helicopter.
No, of course, but I think it just spoke to sort of the state of mind, all the things that you were feeling and experiencing, at that moment in the heat of battle, in the heat of war. How do you feel about saving Omar Khadr now? Do you have any regrets?
I feel that we are all connected, and we're all human beings, and we should all do what we can to make each other better. And so right now, for whatever reason, we're the ones that are alive, and we're the ones that are destined with making the world a better place, and that's what we should all try to do.
You're aware of the huge controversy over his settlement with the Canadian government and the anger that the widow in the U.S. of the soldier who was killed feels, and the other soldier who was injured. How do you reconcile the two? And what would you say to either Mr. Khadr or to the widow of Sergeant Speer?
I think when we go to war, we all bear the brunt of that in some form, and at one point we'll come to some reconciliation amongst ourselves, and that's really all that matters. And once you decide to not carry that hot stone anymore, it's not really for other people to come to the fire and pick it up. It's not for them to carry either. So I think at some point, this is 15 years ago, none of us were in his shoes. None of us could imagine what he went through, and to pretend that we can is unreasonable. And so I just feel like the best thing that we can do is focus on ourselves and move forward.
Donnie Bumanglag is the medic who worked on and saved Omar Khadr's life back in 2002. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today, Mr. Bumanglag. Thank you.
You're welcome.